Right. We are here at Levski to look at Teach's shop again. So Teach's was added in the last PTU patch. And as I said in the last one, it looks like they were adding ship purchases and potentially rentals as well into 3.3 now. Now Teach's has that functionality in this latest PTU. Let us call the elevator, which may take several weeks to get here. Hopefully someone else called it. And it will be coming down shortly. Teach's, assumedly, it is referring to Edward Teach, who is Blackbeard. Maybe the person that is behind the counter there will have a Blackbeard, or something like that. But they've got a Cyclone buggy, so you'll be able to buy ships here. They've given us, I think, 5 million... Yeah, 5 million Alpha UEC to test with in the PTU. Obviously, that will get removed. And you don't have to worry about, like, oh my god, the guys in the PTU got 5 million Alpha UEC. That's how people talk, apparently, when they're angry. Oh my god. Get out. Get out of my way. So, this is Teach's. Lots of, well, we looked at it last time. Lots of placeholder bits. Do we have any ships here? Yes, we have ships here. Is that ship in bits or collapsed? Listen, I don't care about my ship. Well, I do care about it, but do what you want with it. Let's check out the prices. Now, before... Oh my god, so bright. Before we look at the prices, assume that these have not been balanced yet. So when you see, like, an Aurora for 2 billion, just sort of like the mission amounts you get for the UEC you get per mission, not balanced yet. And the amount of each of these ships, not balanced yet. We'll have to see what they're going to be for the live implementation. But also, you will be able to rent these ships in-game as well. Obviously, that would cost a lot more long-term. But in the short term, that will allow you to get them. So, we've got a Buccaneer, and that is 1.12 million for a Buccaneer. This would be to buy it. This is apparently a Dragonfly... Yellow Jacket, which it's not. I must be highlighting the thing behind it. Now it's a Buccaneer. This vehicle is not working, that tumble cycling. So we got the Dragonfly Yellow Jacket for 74,000. You're able to ground that pretty quick. Same for the standard Dragonfly. Surprising that the different skinned one isn't worth more. I know it's not balanced yet, as I just said, and it might be worth more soon. Almost 500,000. Alpha UEC for a ship, the Aurora. That's the Aurora CL. The Aurora LX, 220,000. I'm getting confused by numbers. It's quite expensive for just a single ship. 367,000 for the Aurora LN, which would be my personal choice if I was grabbing an Aurora series. Then we've got a much larger ship, the Cutlass Black. 1.5 mil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1.5 mil. 1.55 mil, in fact. Prospector, we're thinking a little tiny bit more. 1.62 mil. Yeah. Okay. So the ships, I mean, they're all priced... If you're buying them, it might take you a while if you're just grinding the missions they've got at the moment. Yes, admittedly. But, I mean, people have made millions of ISK in a few weeks in the demo, in the PTUs and live builds and stuff. Probably not obtainable to get in the PTU if they hadn't given us 5 million Alpha UEC. But let's go ahead and buy something. So, 1.5 million, basically, for a Hornet. So it's an interesting way of pricing them. Hornet around the same price as like the Prospector and the Cutlass. I suppose they all fit purposes in an interesting way. The Cutlass is a pretty good steal at that price comparatively. Let us grab a Cutlass. Makes sense, doesn't it? See what it looks like on the Mobiglass when we buy. A description. Buying a ship. So, We've got 5 million. It cost us 1.55 mil. Bam. And there we go. We should have a Cutlass in our global inventory, which we will now go and check, actually, at a terminal. Let's grab a one of these bad boys as well. So they're super cheap, those little land vehicles. 75,000. I mean, that's a sort of... I suspect a mid-level mission, you could earn that amount of money. I would refer to all the missions we currently have as quite low tier. They're all fights that you can win in a single fighter, typically. Also, I suspect that all the bounties, all the pirates that we fight will have bounties on their heads at some point. And just, we will be awarded monies for engaging them and killing them. There's a lot of cool stuff that should be coming to Star Citizen, hopefully. The moment of truth. Do we have a... Yes, we do! We now have a stored Cutlass Black, which we did not have before. Win. Let's look at the patch notes. They enabled FOIP hotkeys. 7 for look back camera mode, which is great, and 8 for quick calibrate. That might seem small, but the quick calibrate function especially is a godsend. Being able to literally press 8 and it auto-calibrate your camera. When I say auto-calibrate, calibrate based on how you're looking. It's much easier to get the expression that you want with FOIP now. They've added shop inventories to the rest stop. They've updated UIs for destroy missions. They've updated the landing flight tunings for the Valkyrie. They fixed an issue where scramble races, starting areas, and patrol missions could end up overlapping. They fixed comms remaining open at the end of a mission. NPCs should now correctly move about Port Olisar and Grimhex. Delamar rocks should no longer disappear as the player approaches. Battaglia, the mission giver, Racco Battaglia, those missions should now be working correctly, giving us access to that mission giver and her quest chain. Missiles should no longer stick in place and cause the ship to shake after launch. The Saber's engine trails should no longer be off-center. The Freelancer's engine glow should now show at idle. The Saber's engine glow should now vary properly with thrust values. Emotes should no longer work from the pilot seat. Ship audio should no longer say missiles dry when the player still has missiles left. They fixed an issue with derelict-based missions where the wrong ship would spawn and disable the mission. Admins should now be standing at their desks at outposts. They fixed the Valkyrie bed logout interactions being at an odd angle. The doors on the hammerhead should now be working properly. And they also fixed 4 additional client crashes. So they activated Teach's ship shop functionality as well. You can purchase a ship via interacting with the ships on the shop floor, similar to store displays. Ships on the shop floor can be opened, explored, but not flown. Players have been given additional funds to test that feature. I have spawned in Levski where, well, there's dozens and dozens and dozens of people landing everywhere to test these new features. It's typically when a new feature comes out, sometimes this sort of stuff happens, but there is just people packed in at Levski, and there were no ships there. There was just a single Tumbrel Cyclone left there, so I'm not sure if they got destroyed or if people did somehow move them or fly them out. But there's some interesting bugs with that as well. FOIP and VoIP seem to be getting better and better, so hopefully in the next couple of patches time they'll be really stable and very effective and useful. But this kind of patch that they add lots of little quality of life updates and make the mission givers work and give us some new functionality with that ship shop, absolutely great. And the fact they've given us like 5 million Alpha UEC to test at the moment is cool too. We can just mess around with that. I wouldn't expect the prices of those ships to be the same once we get a live build. They will tweak them so that they are obtainable in the patch. Also, we might get the ability to rent them and Teachers still. They want to be able to rent ships in-game with Alpha UEC and buy them with Alpha UEC. Obviously, they will get deleted with every major patch update. Not all the time, I suppose, but most of the time, they typically reset and archive databases, which all the persistence is tied to. Once we have full persistence, that should happen less, potentially not at all, until like a beta release or like a single hard reset in the future. So bear that in mind. I'd also like to briefly address some people calling out for clickbait last time, with a title of something like 3.3 has ship purchases and now, or something like that from my last video talking about Teacher's Shop. And that functionality is now there, and that title was addressing the fact that we thought ship purchasing was coming in 3.3.5, and it's actually coming in what looks to be 3.3, which is accurate. I will endeavour to try not to have clickbait titles, unless the clickbait title, as some people call it, is entirely accurate to what the content is. Clickbait is when it is not accurate. However, that is not what I have done. But thank you for your feedback. We are working to improve. That's such a customer service answer. But yeah, I just wanted to address that very slightly because, yeah, I don't clickbait, typically. I mean, sometimes I'll write a title and it's not the best. Typically, I have quite mechanical titles, but, you know, you tell me what you think in the comments. I do read most of them. And, yeah, thank you very much for your feedback and support. My radar have provided a new Anvil Valkyrie to give away. All you need to do is to be subscribed to my YouTube channel and then comment on any of my Star Citizen videos made during October. My radar is a mobile app for iOS and Android that provides up-to-the-minute weather information in the US, Europe, and Japan, with service in Australia coming in by the end of 2018. It allows Star Citizen players to view detailed maps of the moons in-game as well. Yela, Selin, and Daymar. A new version will be released this month that includes new features, including outpost markers and updated maps. Today's video is brought to you by F-Secure Total, premium cybersecurity for you and your devices. It includes Safe, an award-winning internet security suite, protecting you from ransomware, viruses, and while browsing the web. Freedom VPN, giving you net privacy, a way to access otherwise inaccessible content, while being secure and anonymous even on public Wi-Fi. Key, a password manager, allowing you to store your passwords securely and access them from any device. Total protects you and your device. You can try F-Secure Total, Internet Security and Privacy Suite free for 30 days. You can also use the code BoredGamer to get 20% off a subscription. Check out the links below for more information.